Alright, calm down. There, right, we're on a more or less completely new one today. Terrain depending. A lot of it's going to be off piste, so it might get adjusted to suit. But parked just here, and we're on the Longdendale Trail for a short way. So that's the Woodhead Pass, just there. So we're going down here, I think about half a mile, and then turning up to an old air vent for the tunnel, disused tunnel what's there. And then I think that's where the path ends. Not to say I've not been up this way before, but I think it's a bit rough and ready and off piste from the air vent onwards. So the plan, preliminary plan, subject to change, say all depends on time, how hard going it is going to be, now how much of a bogfest it is. But the overall plan, if I do the full route, is, I say, parked up here along the Longdendale Edge, whatever it's called, trail, up to the air vent, and then off piste up to Dead End Trig point up there, which is one of these Ethels. Contour around to Britland Edge Hill, which is another one of these Ethels, and then depending on how the terrain is from there, possibly head over to the B24 Liberator. Now I've hit that before from the Home Moss end, and it's notoriously boggy, so that's where it's going to get a bit, yeah. So possibly over to Britland Edge and then backtrack, or go over to the Liberator and backtrack. My normal MO really, have a overall plan with several options to adjust along the way. Depends what I'm confronted with on the in the process. But say it's this trail for a little bit. I'm looking for a track what's going to cut me off up there to the air vent, and then we'll make it up as we go along from that point. Post thing coming up, I'm guessing. That's where the fork in the trail goes, and goes off to the right, or carries on. Here's the junction. So yeah, Longdendale Trail from where I've parked over there carries on down and intersects the road, and it takes you down past them pylons all the way down to like Torside and whatever. So yeah, I was right, that's far black, middle black and near Black Clough. So yeah, there's the service road there, it takes you up to shooting grouse butts and everything up on top there, Bleaklow Head and everything coming out on the top, Bleaklow Meadows. So the waterfall's in this middle clough. The Botha is on top of that ridge, and then the Defiant is on that, but again all that will come into view a bit more in a bit. So the only way now is up for a bit, and this is going to take me up to the air vent. Coming straight for me. I was sort of aiming for an air vent, but I've more or less gone direct line. I can see Trig Point up there on top, that's where I'm heading. The air vent is over there. There was a trail what goes over to that, but I saw a path basically cut up the side, so I'll straight line it more or less, terrain dependent up to the Trig. So that's the first one. I think I've then got a contour round possibly onto there for Britland. It might be next one over, I can't see until I get up there. So that's sort of target one, possibly target two, and then cross that bridge, and when I come back I'll possibly pick up that air vent. It shouldn't be too bad. It's a little bit squishy, but nothing too obstructive at this time. Home Moss TV transmitter. So that's where I've come over from before onto this side to Liberator Bomber and back, but that's about the only section of this area I've done really. So I say pretty much all this is new. If there is any double up, it's just the section towards the wreck, if I get that far. Looks like there is flagging going up the side, but there's also like a ATV track there what flags up, so I'll probably follow that for what it's worth. As good as anything. A few curlews about. The ATV track is here. I just wandered off tangent slightly. I just had to pick it up again. Once you get, while you're looking at it, you can see the flagging. But once you get like 10 or 15 feet off track, it disappears. The only way is up, but just gives me something to keep a bearing on. I'll just come up over this meadow bit here, so we're going to go over to the air vent and then cut up there. Looks like there is a bit of a flag in there, so I'll go back that way possibly. But I'm just about to crest, so the trig point in theory should be over there somewhere, just off to the right of it. Speak of the devil. Off to my left, sorry. I'll point in that way, but got my direction wrong. Dead Edge Trig point. I'm about to sit down and have a cup of tea and take my jumper off, I think. And there we was here. Bump. That's it then, 499 metres at Dead Trig. So that's the plan, say up here to Dead Edge, over to that crest over there, possibly over to the Liberator, and then somehow back. And then when I go back, I came up over that way, when I go back I'll head back over to that air vent, and then there's a trail what runs down past a quarry and puts me back on the track back to the car. So that's the plan at the moment. But yeah, not bad, a little bit hazy, but a decent 360 view. I think there were 499 metres at that trig point there. So when I get to this other point, I think that's 523, so a little bit higher. Here we are. It's a bit moist. Not really too much to film on this one, to be fair. It's just scrubbling and picking your way around bogs. Right, Britland Edge Hill Ethel is that post there. There's no trig or markers or anything, it's just the summit of that section. So obviously the way back is that away, but I'm only half a mile straight line to the Liberator. So I'll go and give that coat a looking at. Go over to Liberator and then tangent more that way to re-intersect the path I came in on. Is the plan at the moment. Now these baby's heads should support me if you can get central to them and not tip you over. A bit like that. Just had to cross that, which was interesting. So I just stood here because I and nothing really take a bearing off. Mast over there, but the wreckage is over there. So I just stood here taking a bearing, and bloody grouse was sat outside on me. So didn't see him. He was if stay still, I ain't noticed, which I wouldn't have done, but he then flapped off, scared the crap out of me. Right, I can see something that looks like it could be a cross or some sort of metallic object. So that's probably the target. 500 feet, so about right. There's not too much of this left, there's a bit of undercarriage and a few other bits and bobs. I say it's been a few years since I've been over to this one, and not from this direction, that is for sure. Here we are at the Liberator crash site. It's a bit of a bugfest. That undercarriage. Let's see how deep this is. So not too bad. Squidgier in places than others. It's all molten aluminium scattered about, and then your main section of undercarriage. So there's home moss transmitter. Right then, bonus mission. We're at the B24 Liberator, which I've been to probably 4 or 5 times over the years. But I just had a little fly around with the drone. This was the only known sections I know to, just this debris here. However, I've just been flying the drone up and down these gullies, and there's another section of this undercarriage leg is further down, which I wasn't aware of. So I'm just having oh, sun's come out, lovely. Just having a wander down now to see if I could find it. About 90 metres away. Yeah, there I can see it. Just see one of the wheel sections. Pretty much the same as the other bit. Well, the rest of the plane is, I don't know. But there you go. Another section of undercarriage. Okay, so there's a section of undercarriage for the B24 Liberator. New section, I've never known about that bit before, only because I flew around with drone. I left my bag up on the bank up there, which is where I was. Not seen a soul all day. Pick my bag up, had a dodge. We're back off piste. So I came from over there, from that Britland Edge Hill. I've got to intersect the path I came in on, basically what took me over there. I don't need to go back up there, so I've got to go bearing about 80 degrees, and it's going to be this for the rest of the way until I hit the fence line at least, and then I'll try and get down to that air vent and so on from there. See what I'll come across in the way of obstacles. Yeah, that's the summit, that Britland thing. So there's the fence line going down, so I've just got to head anywhere basically and intercept that at the most logical place when I find it, when I sort of go at the top of these little risers and negotiate my way around to intercept that post, them posts, and then follow that the rest of the way back. If I cross here, I've also got to cross there, so I'll just go down a bit and find a crossing. I've only got one to do for the moment, and that's the theory. Yeah, certainly hear water. So either that's solid or it ain't. If it is, cool, we're in business. But if it ain't, that'd be a different game. Oh, bonus! That could have been a lot sketchier than it were. Okay, so I could see a clough coming, but not looking too bad at the moment. I've picked up another ATV trail to a fashion. I'll keep crossing into one. So Liberator's over there, and the fence line is just coming up. So not been too bad. A couple of sort of slightly boggy sections just to negotiate, but nothing dramatic. This is where I get cocky though and fall in one. But once I get to the fence, there'll be a double back to the trig point, and then I can either drop off the hill the way I came up, or I'll head over to try and pick up that air vent. Now then, this might bite me in the arse. There's a couple of cloughs what come up here, which way I go around the fence line, it circumvents them, but there's flagging going that way, which may just cut me all this corner off if it carries on there and then contours around, get up onto the fence line up there. Do I risk it, first risk it, or do I go the way I came in? Yeah. Now, like a sense of adventure, I'll take that and see if it bites me in the arse. I'll just have to cut across there to the head if necessary, so not be a dead loss. But if it works, it'll just save me that corner. Dead End Edge Trig point up there, and I'll just put it in as a waypoint to take me to, which is exactly 1 mile from here, straight line obviously. I've got to curl around, but a mile from the trig, so I thought I'd take a chance. Probably 80% path over the clough, and then it sort of filtered into nothing, so 80% path, 20% make it up. And all roads lead to Rome, or in this case a fence. Definitely not that way. In theory, if I can get to there, we're alright. And do I try it as a standing leap? I'm not the best at parkour, especially when I've got a great big bloody rucksack on as well. It depends how much it gives way when you take off. It sort of sucks your foot down. Yeah, well, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah. Look at my trousers now. Didn't go over the boot, so it's all a win-win. So I've just been basically that all the way, nothing exciting. 2 Ethels until I got to the Liberator and I found a new piece which I've never known about until today. So that bit was exciting, but the walk in general has been quite a slog, quite hard going. So I shall pause here for a little while, take the bag off, have a quick drink and head down. But for now, Edge End. I'm stuffed, got it up again. I've literally just looked it up. Trig point. Edge End Trig point. I'm still not 100% convinced I've got that right way round. But hey ho. Right, next target is down there. Again, I'm just following a bit of flagging here. I don't know if I'm supposed to follow the fence line or what, but we've done 90% off piece today, so may as well continue with that. I'm heading for that, but it's a make it up as you go along mission. There's a track there, look, going up, but it doesn't appear to be coming from here. There's a bit of a clough here, there and everywhere, so I think we'll sort of contour around, try and stay at this level. We've got to drop a little bit down there and try and contour along there and see what I can do. We'll see what I see when I get over this thing of water down there. A bit of flagging here, so I'll take that, see if it does intersect with that, which will be easier if I don't have to lose too much altitude. Right then, fence line, looks like a possible stile down there. Come over all that lot, just hop the stream there. Looks like there's a bit of a land bridge there as it goes, but hey ho, we got there in the end. I think we're pretty much back to something like the track now. So, Dead End Edge Trig point up yon's home moss TV mast. Air vent, can't remember the name of the bloody tunnel now. Once I'm over the crest of this hill, it'll be downhill all the way. I've done enough off piste for today. I'll stay on the trail. So this all the way back down there. Now double up. This is where I came up here and I went up that track there over to the trig, and I say the air vent is over the top of that crest. So that's that. So we're back at the back of the quarry. So downhill to T-junction there, and I'm going left, probably about 3/4 of a mile back to the trailhead. Yeah, it's been been a decent day weather-wise. It's been fine. Staging jumper, I've been going to take it off about 4 times but never got round to it. So I'm now on the Longdendale Trail and I've got about half a mile. Well, there's the Woodhead Pass and this path intersects that road, so hopefully very shortly I should be able to say I can see car from here. And there we was back. 9.7 miles, 5 hours 39 minutes.